We can now go back to Alisa Hotel and pick live the stakeholder consultation by PURC.
The commodity, the weighted average commodity cost, that's the first line. So for 2022, 6.5206 per MMBTU. Then we have the weighted aggregate service charge or cost, which will be 1.3937. And so together we have 7.9143. But importantly, this does not include the transportation and processing charge for GNGC, what we'll be paying GNGC for processing and transporting our gas. And also what we'll be paying the regulator as a regulatory levy. These will have to be added to the 7.9 to get what in our estimation should then be the gas price for this year. And then it follows like that for the outer years. Next. This only gives you the details of what you saw in the previous slide, so we can move on to next. Yeah, and this gives us the assumption that we have around the volumes. So what we will offtake is shown at the top half, and then what the commitment is then shown at the bottom half of the slide. Next. So to conclude, GMPC would want to highlight the relevance of this multi-year approach to tariffing. We think that would bring in a lot of certainty in the tariff process, and that would be beneficial to the sector, and we commend PURC for that. The next thing we want to highlight is that the landscape for gas in Ghana has changed dramatically. We had some time when we were only taking free gas. We started with N-gas, which we were paying for, but with all the interruptions and all the outages that we had, for significant amount of time, we were only taking free gas and nobody was paying for it. And so the sector became almost accustomed to free gas, but that should have come to an end much longer or much earlier. We have kind of allowed it to linger up to this time. We have, because we have the Jubilee gas still coming in for free. But like I said, that is ending this year, and so any opportunity we have for free gas is not going to be available anymore. And so we should be ready to pay, not only to pay for gas, but to pay for gas at the right price. And our appeal to PURC is to take the full costs and recognize those costs. Of course, where there are excesses, those excesses should be taken out, but the actual cost should be made to stay. And in line with this, therefore, we are requesting that PURC, you've got the program to be reviewing or adjusting your tariffs quarterly. And our request is that this should be adhered to, and then to ensure that all the changes in the course of the year are reflected. We had a rather maybe unpleasant situation where since 2019 there hasn't been any change. So every year prices change. Some of them even change quarterly, but they are not reflected in the current price. So we would request that PURC please take that into account. The last thing to mention is that now the tariff that is determined by PURC, I think, is taking even more significance, because there are other government initiatives that are using that to do all kinds of things, take decisions that affect the entire sector, like the cash waterfall mechanism, which now allocates the revenues that ECG makes from sale of electricity. that is distributed to all the beneficiaries or the entities that are supposed to benefit from that. And we expect that to continue. And so if that is going to be the basis for this allocation, then we would all expect that PURC would come up with adequate costs covering, or adequate tariff covering everybody's costs, so that everybody can get the right share of that. And on this note, I would like to thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much for that beautiful presentation. Now we'll do Ghana Gas. Let your colleagues sit down here. You can put it here. Okay, no problem. He says it'll be fine.
Executive Secretary of the PURC will soon address the media and also tell us what the stakeholder meeting is all about. We'll be taking you back there for more on